and video for Sunday, May 22nd. First four plays are under $1 plays. No news to anyone that penny stocks have just absolutely been dead, but they're on the pop scan and they're oil plays, so I thought I'd briefly mention them. GSX is on the pop scan. It's had a decent bounce over the last couple of days. Possible upside or breakout area would be 38.39 cents. DAJ also on the pop scan today. Let's check that chart out. You can see over the last 3 days, same sort of bounce. And as you can see, we got a bounce back to the 20-day exponential and a looming, probably Monday morning, positive MACD cross. Now, this one, downtrend break is right here at the 37-cent area. I probably wouldn't play this stock, but it's a great lesson. Look at this green line. As you can see, this is a stock, even when it goes above it or below it, always bounces back to its 20-day exponential. Back there on Tuesday, down to 31 cents. Stock was 15% from its 20-day exponential. 3 days later, 5-cent move, all the way back to the 20-day exponential, which is why I love using that moving average indicator for bounce stocks. BQI, again, you can see this common theme throughout a lot of the small oil plays. Even with oil selling off, we saw these try to put in a bottom. Nice little flag on this one. Breakout would be 48 cents. Upside's pretty limited on this frustrating stock. But, I throw it out there because every once in a while, as you can see, these turdy oil plays go on big runs. So, on the watch list, let's just put it like that. TIV, again, similar chart. Breakout, 71 cents. Could give you a move to 75 to 80 cents depending on what sort of pump came into it. TRID had a decent day there on Friday. Again, this is a stock really needs a close above the 50-day moving average before I'd really get interested in this stock. Or, if this one closed at $1 or $1.01, I'd possibly look to gapping it on the next session. RSI is the strongest it's been since that big sell-off. Stochastics also coming out of the basement. So again, one to keep an eye on. Had decent volume on Friday on that bounce, so could see some follow through on Monday. VLNC, this one has had a decent 20% move over the last 3 days. Why I'd be watching this one right now is, over the last few weeks, stocks that have continued to go up no matter what the market has done and have had multiple day runs have tended to have some follow through. So this one could see 135 if we got some more upside on Monday. And also, as you can see on the chart, this one had a positive MACD cross on Friday. So it'll be interesting to see how this one acts Monday morning. ALXA, biotech stock, really didn't do anything for us a week ago when we jumped into it. But, it's been coiling nicely here, and we're looking at a possible MACD cross in the next day or so. We've got stochastics down a 20 breakout. You can add this one on a break of 145, 151, and 160 would be targets here. Where would I place my stops? If I entered on a break of 145, I would keep my stops pretty tight, probably at the 8-day moving average at 141. GLCH, I believe this is a paper company, newspaper company, got a break through $2 on Friday, a re-break of that 50-day or 200-day moving average at 207. Actually, you know what? Monday, if this one broke 210, would be a possible trade for a bounce to 220. Let's look at it that way. Stops on an ad on that break of 210. I'd probably place my stops at 203, 204. DVAX. Let's pull that chart up. Next one on the pop scan for this week. What upside do we have here? Possible 15 cent, 10, 15 cent move on a break of the 20-day exponential. So 263 to 267 would be the breakout here. And depending on volume or if it had news or a lot of chatter on message boards, etc., would be one to look at for a possible trade come Monday. Check out OPXT. This one went mania. I mean, just crazy action on this one on Friday. And the reason? They missed. They missed their earnings. They missed their guidance. They missed their revenues. So the stock, what did it do? Ran 50%. You know, that's what's been happening in this market. I guess the market was saying, oh, things were bad, but they're not as bad as we thought they were. So what we'd be looking for on this one would be, where did it close? Closed right at 260 on Friday. We've got resistance at 267. You know, this is a tough one. Could be a trade on a break of 267 with a $3 target. And again, we'd be looking at that pattern we've seen where big up movers on big volume tend to have another day or two follow through. So that's what I'd be looking for on this one. And if I entered that 267, I would be placing my stops probably 259 on an entry like that on Monday. HOV seems kind of strange that a housing stock would be on the pop scan. But as I've mentioned in the past when this has happened, usually when things are the darkest for the housing sector, that's usually when the housing stocks actually start to do well. And even though we've had a lot of bad news on housing over the last week, the stock has actually done pretty well and could see a bounce up to that 20-day exponential up there, 281. And again, this is a stock, as you can see, always manages to bounce back to that 20-day exponential. All the indicators, we've got RSI up through 30, positive MACD cross, stochastics up through 20. So definitely, if you're looking for a possible, 10, 15 cent trade tomorrow, this is one that is definitely worth keeping an eye on. NXG, this is a gold stock. What I would be looking at this one as more of a ranger trade, meaning check out the candles that it has every single day over the last 2 weeks. This stock has had a 10-cent intraday move. You buy, 279, 280. You look to sell 285 to 289. These are the kind of bread and butter, small little scalp plays that while the market is as frustrating as it is right now, pays the bill, buys you lunch, etc. INVE, I believe this is that stock that ran on the Google poster news there last month. I had that big rally, has come all the way back down. Looking interesting here. Could, on a break of 310, if there's some news behind this move we've seen over the last day or so, could see a 15 to 20 cent move. So definitely one to keep an eye on Monday. EK, Eastman Kodak, you've probably been reading all the news about their patent fight that they're doing. Again, this is sort of the formation I've been saying we've been seeing a lot of big movers do lately, and then we could see on OPXT. But as you can see, this one's coiling here after essentially a 6-day straight up move. 380 possibly could give you a move to 4, but the real breakout that will probably bring in a lot of volume and a lot of traders would be a break of that 200-day moving average at 404. So, if it doesn't break out over the next couple of days and it sees some consolidation, the area I would be eyeing would be that 200-day moving average for a possible trade maybe later in the week. Last but not least, we've got SIFY, SIFI. This is that Indian internet company. Had that big run, big sell-off, consolidating here. 20-day exponential is calling it, and that's about, 35 cents higher. So this would be one. A break of 502 would be a trade, and I would place my stops on that break at 495. First target would be 534. So that's it for the pop scan. Any questions on it, feel free to send me an email. Goodbye.